So cool. So, I mean, for those who are joining in now, welcome, a big welcome to Jerramy from Hero, the band from Georgia, Atlanta. And we've just started this session and look forward to a great conversation. And it's the band which is on the upward climb, and is soon going
Yeah.
to, so everyone should shake your hands today. you know, Otherwise you're going to be on stage and it's going to be that much further away. So today is
Right.
up close and personal. So thanks for coming on. And so where did the name come from? Hero the band.
Well, funny story. So we were our R&B group at first. So the name of the R&B group was called Inseparable. But in our transitioning to becoming the band we are today, we put it papers in a hat. We're just pulling out the hat, and it was between Magic and Hero, and we were going to be called Magic. And then we sat in it for a while. It was like, let's do Hero because it's 4 letters, Hero. So Hero was an acronym at first, and what the guy was working on at the time, he had like this idea. It's like, oh, let's call you Harmony. Let's call this person Ego. Let's call this person Rebel, and this person Ozzy 3. It was lame. I'm sorry. It was lame. It wasn't cool. And I think moving on, I got a journey. Our mom and dad and auntie, they were really uh, uh, just demanding as far as the business. Like, yo, this is a business. Like, y'all have all the talent in the world, but once again, this is a business. So, turning Hero, Hero was already taken as a name, an LLC or whatnot, and trademark. So that's when the band came about. We dropped the acronym and just put Hero, and then we had to put the band on it. So it's like Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy had he was Soldier Boy at first, but then legally he had to become Soldier Boy Tell 'em. Had to put that Tell 'em on the end. So we're here the band. We had to put the band on the end to identify and and created our own LLC in our business. So to make it legal, so we could use the name. And so it just kind of stuck, man. So kept doing shows, kept performing, kept healing the world, and it just stuck, and it made sense, and people believed it. They believed in it. I tell people all the time, like, as corny as Hero the band sounds, we made it cool. Really made it cool. And it's just cool to see, kids, and it became a thing. We call our fans heroes and sheroes of the world. So it's pretty cool. It's a full movement.
Good. And which year was this? Which year was the christening?
You said which era?
Which year?
It was.
Sorry about that.
No, you're
getting calls in already.
Good, man. The global icon, baby. Everybody trying to get on.
Hey, man, the world's gone electric since you came on. I don't know what you did. The phone's gone off the hook. I've got all my phones like over here and over here, and it's like, hello, like, go slow. No. Actually, we want it. Please, come on in.
Right. Global icon. We be the global icon without it, man. We had to have that. But yeah, just ask that question again. What you asked me?
Yes. So which year? Was it like 2014, 2008, 2016?
That was 2010 when it officially became Hero of the band. It was 2010. So I graduated like 2009 from high school. So it was the following year after that.
Okay, and you have and you registered the name now?
Yeah, the name is registered, it's trademarked. So yeah, business has been booming for about 10 plus years.
That's great.
Yeah, we've been active, hitting it hard.
Good. I mean, now you're not another boy band, right? Now the 4 of you sing, all right?
Yeah.
Is there a lead singer in the band?
No lead singer, man. Everybody is their own lead singer over here. So we kind of, we take turns, like I was telling you earlier off air, it's like the Eagles. We're like the Eagles, the band, the Eagles. For people who don't know, the Eagles, you should definitely check them out. They would change your life. But how all of them used to, one person, one song would take the entire lead, on the hook, and maybe singing a verse, and everybody else take the verses. And then, so we kind of switch it up like that. So, and it all depends on our writing. That's how it really happens. So I might be writing a song and I'll start off with the hook, and then it's like, okay, well, Jerramy's singing the hook, or, and everybody else should kind of fill out with the verses if I haven't written a verse to it yet, or Nick might come with the verse first, and then we all like, okay, let's create the hook together, or vice versa, DJ Justin all the way down the pipeline. So we just bring songs to each other, and I like to say it's our beautiful, we all create a different page and to create a beautiful novel when we bring it together. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
So there's no so 4 of you are singers, and all
Yep.
of you are the songwriters too.
Yep, all of us are the songwriters. We all sing, and we all produce and write our own music. And actually, we produce alongside of our producer who went to high school with us. He graduated with us as well. His name is Donovan Jarvis. So you guys be sure to check him out as well. So he started with us. He graduated with Justin in 2008. So we all went to high school together, and he was like, hey, one day we did a talent show for the first time in school. People knew us for being athletic, sports, being funny, being a class clown, just being people. But then one day we did a talent show, and people was like, what y'all gonna get up there and do? Y'all gonna get up there and tell jokes? He was like, no, we singing. And long story short, Donovan Jarvis, he's the one who saw us after the show. The show went amazing. We lost because the prize was a pair of shoes. It's four guys. You can't give a pair of shoes to 4 people. So we got snubbed. Fans were mad, people were mad, but he was the one that came to us and was like, hey, you guys got some talent in the studio in my mama's basement. Do y'all want to come start recording? So I think from that day we traded weekends out with friends and went in the studio like every weekend to make music.
So where did the early influences come from?
Early influences came from a lot of gospel music, a lot of Boyz II Men, a lot of Michael Jackson, a lot of Stevie Wonder, a lot of Whitney Houston, and then as we started expanding into our musical ventures, in middle school when mom and dad, had no choice but to let us listen to the other side, so that's when we got into like Ludacris, we got into T-Pain, we got into Outkast, Andre 3000, we got into a whole nother world. And then elevating even more, it became, Coldplay, it became Elton John, it became Led Zeppelin, it became so many. I mean, Bad Brains, The Cure, just so many. I mean, the list goes on, but I mean, it's just like that fine mix, we grew up on. It's that beautiful gumbo. And that's when people hear the band music, it's like, wow, it's rock, but it's not just rock, it's everything. And it's a feeling that I feel, it's an emotion that I feel, it's something different. And a lot of people say, like, I didn't even know I liked rock music until I heard you guys' music, especially people who didn't grow up on rock music, because it's something different. It's that soul in there, I like to say. So
correct. So how do you describe your music?
I describe it just a spiritual combustion of love, you know what I mean, of peace. It's therapeutic. Like I say, just harmony, harmonious, vibes, there's really no genre, I really can't describe it. I just tell people to go listen to it. You tell me what you think. You tell me, how do you feel? It's like James Brown. It's like everything was off tempo to everybody else, but to him, he was like, does it sound good? Does it feel good? He's like, all right, well, we're good. So I think our music, it sounds good, it feels good, and it's just feeling. A lot of times we try to keep labels on music to make it, to define it or distinct, put it in a category. But, for me, it's spiritual. It's because spiritual is just free. It's just free spirit music.
It's cool. I remember the first time that we met, we had just finished a meeting with both Avery and Monty at Republic. And we were going to leave, and they said, you know what, why don't you stick around? There's this bunch of guys coming in, and there's going to be like a showcase. So why don't you hang around? So we did. I mean, I was there with the family, if you remember. And I must tell the audience that the band, so this was like a private showcase, okay, in a very cute setting. But let me tell you, the performance by Hero the band was nothing small. Okay, it was totally international. And I love the way you guys dressed. You took it like this is a show where I've got 100,000 people in front of me. And we are that you guys there on stage, you're dressed to kill. You know, there were pinks and there were purple. There's like fur flying around, and I was like, what is this? Who the hell is this? And I could see why they said, just hang around and see what's going to happen this afternoon.
Yeah.
So why did you mention about that performance, and also, regarding the lifestyle and how, because it made such a profound impact, and the music in its vibe and in its writing was so positive. It was so lovely to see that. So let's club all this together.
Yeah, man. So what you're speaking about is that showcase we did back in 2019 at the Republic office. So this was around the time we first got signed to Love and Republic. So this was the showcase for the entire label, or some people that came out from the label and friends and whatnot, private showcase. And yeah, we just came, our mom, shout out to our mom and dad, they always said, no matter how many people are in the crowd, just treat it like it's 100,000 people out there, treat it like it's your day on stage. Like this is your last time doing what you love to do, and for us, it's always that mentality. And even being super competitive athletes, always being the underdogs, you're smaller than everybody, but go out there and straight dominate, go out there to, kill in a positive way, so we go out there, Republic, and it's always cool to go into settings like that, because it's obviously it's the music industry, but then it still can be a little bit unorthodox because it's offices, it's quiet, in the building. So to be loud and just be live in there, man, just flip the entire, scenery, it's I always love making people uncomfortable to be comfortable, so when we playing that music, we come in there with all our colors and our fabric and our style, like I told you, it's a lifestyle, man. It's truly a lifestyle. Like, this is what we do. We sleep, breathe, and eat music. We sleep, breathe, and eat, rock and roll. And for me, like I said, rock and roll isn't a genre, just the attitude, and being who you are, is being free, is being positive, is uplifting somebody, is not having a care in the world what people think of you. Not, who cares if they're judging you, because at the end of the day, they're just, insecure with themselves if they're judging you, and who cares? You just be yourself, show them how to lead. So I think for us, it was just giving that performance, of, like I said, it felt like it was in Wembley Stadium to me. If you would ask me, it's like, hey, where were you? You blacked out. Like, yeah, man, we was in Wembley Stadium. For me, pyrotechnics was going off. We had a whole lighting rig in my mind. So, you just want to leave people, speechless. Like I said, it's just going back to that entertainment, from back in the day, from, like you see Jimi Hendrix of the world, you see my guy Mick Jagger, and everything like that, and they just leave it all on stage. Janis Joplin, they left everything they had on stage, and I don't care if they had a penny in their pocket, they were just happy to perform. So that's the effect, and what it does to people is that vibration, right? It's that frequency, of people come into the show and they might be feeling some type of way, might have some negative thoughts, might have went through a breakup, whatever it is. But seeing somebody being so free, so colorful, and then the message is also positive, it gives you a different perspective. And for us, it's like, take that home with you. Let that be your mental Bible. Let that be your spiritual Bible of love and peace, that you take with you for the rest of your life. We've had so many people come to us, after our shows and like, hey, like, you guys changed my life. It was one time a kid came up to us. He said he traveled 2 hours away, and he ran into this show that we was performing at a couple years ago. And he was like, hey, man, I was going to commit suicide, but my friend put me on to you guys' music. He said, and I cried all the way here. And I'm here today to tell you guys, like, I had to be here. I couldn't miss this show. Because your music saved my life, your lyrics saved my life, your entire aura. So, like I said, the fashion, the style, the music, the performance, it's a lifestyle, man. So it's truly a lifestyle.
Wow. I mean, that's heavy duty.
Yeah.
But it's so great that it's been, like, not to say like packaged, but how everything has come together.
Yeah.
And I think that's what made such just that one performance. I remember that what an impact it made. So where did that lifestyle influence? Where did the colors? Where did that influence come from?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it just go back to growing up. What family, our entire family. Our dad, he's super fashion forward. Like he was, like we live in Decatur. So if you know about anything about Decatur, everybody's a rapper in Decatur. So everybody dressed alike, and it's not bad. I mean, you have a lot of parts. I mean, that's pretty much the entire United States, but to be different, to stand out, to be a band, and to wear off-brand stuff, because one thing our mom and dad, it was never big on like labels. Don't ever let a label define you. Don't let Louis Vuitton define you, because your spirit is bigger than that. Like no material should define who it is that you are as a person. So I think for us, it was like, all right, well, we got, like I said, not older with life, but wiser with life. We were like, yo, these threads that I'm wearing, I don't care if it's off brand, whatever it is, like it looks good on me, so I'm wearing it, and so like I said, when we got to the point where creating our style and the colorism and even the music side of everything, it created color. Hearing the music the way we hear it, it created this world of color. It was a positive frequency. So it wasn't dark, it wasn't like dull, it wasn't like all the normal. It was like, yo, no, this is who we are. Because even me and my brothers, we're all on our own different path. We all are the same, but we all are on our own different journeys. So to bring that all together, and create something positive, create a positive impact like that through our music, through our fashion, it's just beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
So when did it start becoming evident that you're going to write together, perform together, or become one band together?
This was the year 2000 and let me see. I was a junior in high school, so this was the year 2000 and let me see, 2007. No, 2008. 2008 was the year. 2008 was the year we really took it serious. So Nick was a freshman in high school. Mm-hmm. DJ was a sophomore. I was a junior, just was a senior. So we were, like I said, we were an R&B group. I started writing. I had been writing since I was like 6-7 years old. And my mom, I used to always get the family together and like perform my poetry and, my songs and everything like that. And my mom, she was like I told you, she's a literature teacher. So she was like, oh, this is great. You're pronouncing your words so clear, and the energy you have behind your performance, it's really great. So I felt good. My brothers used to always joke on me. That's, they used to always joke with me like, oh yeah. But then one day, my year of high school, math wasn't my thing. You know what I mean? After adding, subtraction, multiplication, dividing, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like once it got to the square root, the pi, I checked out of math. I was like, yo, this is too much. This doesn't even make sense anymore to me. So I was in math class one day, my junior year of high school, and I just stopped paying attention. So I started writing this song. It came to my mind. It came so quick. So I just wrote it down, and I went home, had a little flip phone at the time, and hit the recorder and recorded on my phone. And I went back to school the next day and played it for some kids in school and played for my brothers. Everybody was going crazy. Like, this really sounds good, man. This really sounds good. So it sparked. So for me writing my first song, real full song, it sparked the interest of my other good friend, and he started writing the song, and it was a really great song. And then after that, Nick started writing the song, and then everybody writing songs in the school as far as our circle, and we sharing it with each other, and to the point where me and the bros like, yo, we just need to be a group. Was actually watching a P. Diddy show called Making the Band. And it was like he brought a bunch of guys together and girls together in different, co-ed houses or whatever, and he'll put them together as a group, or, and they'll have to write songs together and perform the songs together. So me and my brothers just watching this, show. And we're like, at the time, we're like, yo, we can do this. We harmonize great together, with no practice, by the way, it's just so natural. And we was like, yo, we could really be a group, let's be a group. And I think that's when we decided like we were going to take it on. And I mean, Nick was 9th grade and small clubs, like at 9th grade, like that's how bad, like we, not like so much like, oh, music is going to be what we're doing for our life. It was like, yo, this is something cool to do right now. while we're in high school, so we were in ninth when it was in ninth grade. So we're going to clubs, performing at night. And our mom was our momager at the time. So she was right along with us, in full support. And we coming in the club doing our R&B songs and everything like that. And like I said, and fast forward to get to the talent show, and everybody's like, oh, like, what are y'all going to do? What are y'all going to do? And y'all always joking around. Y'all always being funny. It was like, nah, we coming to do some real music. Let's just wait till y'all hear what we've been working on. And so we get up there in the talent show and we crushed it. The crowd was going crazy. The school is going crazy. And we like, yo, we could really do this. Like, we made a whole PowerPoint presentation. And we did like all the R&B, like on the screen, we did like all the R&B greats or whatnot. So it was like Jagged Edge, and DJ actually did the voiceovers. He's a great voiceover king, him and Nick. So he did the voiceover for it. And like, it was like, but now the new age, and it was like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it was like inseparable. So that's when we really took it on full throttle. And I want to say after Nick graduated out of high school, and we from being that R&B group, we got some real big local buzz with some of our music, to the point where our songs were being downloaded in the school and, different things like that. Then we actually did Barnett brother parties that we did. So we played some of our music at the parties to build our fan base and audience and everything like that. So like I said, it became a real thing, man. And then one day DJ was like, yo, we should just be a band. Our dad actually said that. It was like, you guys should actually just be a band. Y'all play instruments, why not be a band? We laughed at him, Ash. We was like, yo, like, Dad, that's old school. Nobody's doing that anymore, and he was like, okay. He was always like Batman. He'll come say something wise and then he'll just disappear out of nowhere. Like, he'll go upstairs. And when I mean disappear, he'll go upstairs somewhere, he'll say something wise real quick and he'll just go about his business. And he let it sit with us. He never forced anything on us. So I think one day it clicked and was like, let's just be a band, especially listening to Elton John. And then our good friend told us, y'all remind me of a band called Queen. When we had made this one song, it was R&B, but it was like a rock ballad type song. It's called Guess Who. It's on YouTube if you want to check it out. And he was like, yo, this reminds me of some Queen. And was like, who is Queen? And he brought us over their greatest hits, gave us their greatest hits. And like I said, this was around the time YouTube was really popping. So we go on YouTube and we see like, oh my gosh, like, these are the dudes who were listening to growing up to the Disney soundtracks, to Mighty Ducks. Queen did soundtrack, to Mighty Ducks, We Will Rock You, We Are the Champions. And we're like, yo, we used to go crazy to this. But then seeing it, in high school on YouTube, actually seeing who did, like, them performing live, seeing their energy, seeing their charisma, seeing how Freddie Mercury was commanding that stage. The band was demanding the attention of the people. They were so free. Dude had on short shorts, for crying out loud. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and did not care, but singing in front of 100,000 people and they screaming the lyrics back to him. It wasn't this whole thing of, no disrespect, but it wasn't this whole thing of R&B being so cool, being so, oh, I gotta be so sexy 24/7. Me and my brother's like, yo, we already sexy. We cool already. We need to release some energy. We need to go ham right now. So I think it was that transition and was like, yo, bump all that. We're about to go crazy. We're about to release some energy. And it became a full movement. So we started this whole movement called Atlanta Rock of Ages here in Atlanta. And we gave artists opportunity. We ended up meeting a promoter at a venue. It was called the Famous Pub. And it looked real rugged, real rock star. It was like that essence, like I told you, that old school that made you like, yo, like, I want to be a part of that movement. And we were watching this movie called Rock of Ages with what's the guy name? Get Into the Greek, the Britain. I can't think of the British guy name. It'll come to me. But he literally like was a character in that movie, and what they did was bring everybody to one venue and just built an entire community. So that's what we did in real life, and instead of calling it Rock of Ages, we called it Atlanta Rock of Ages. So we brought in bands, we brought in rappers, we brought in DJs, we brought in so many different artists, from different walks of life. and put them all on the same stage and let fans interact with each other. And like I said, it's like you said, you know, the name like you have, the global icon. It was a global thing because people from all walks of life were coming at this point just to hear music live and share fans. Like, wait, I didn't even know I liked jazz. I didn't even know I liked R&B, or I didn't know I liked hip hop, or I didn't know I liked metal or EDM and dance. And your background has helped me a lot, you know, with that. So, so you know, it literally resonated to the community to the point people were, you know, we're young, and the reason why we did it too because nobody would hire Hero the band as a black band, like, which was crazy. We had a white agent. Her name is Linda Walker at the time. Shout out to Linda. She took on Hero the band back in 2010 when we first kicked it off, and she was like, "Yo, like, are these guys signed? Like, why aren't these guys signed to the die?" And she was like, "What do they mind if I represent them?" And our momager at the time, she was like, "Yeah, that's fine. Like, I'll talk to the guys and let's get them on some shows." So, literally, you know, we were doing little boutique festivals, and then, like I said, it got to a point where it was like, "Yo," she was like, "This guy asked me, you know, a white promoter, he was like, if I book them for the show, are they really playing this stuff? Like, really asking, like, are they really playing this? You know, because you don't see it. It's not normal." And she was like, "It's just crazy, and they won't book you because of this." They're like, "These guys aren't really playing this," you know. So we created Atlanta Rock of Ages, and we put, sad but true, we put a white face on the flyer, and I kid you not, Ash, every venue in Atlanta started calling Atlanta Rock of Ages, and then we walk in. Yep, and we walk in the venue, and it's like, "Oh wait, that's Hero the band." And then they fall in love with us. They fall in love with the movement. They were like, "Oh wow," to the point where the biggest dance hall here in Atlanta, Georgia, Wild Bills, turned us down one year, the year before, when we tried to get Hero the band in the venue and try to do a show there. But they hired Atlanta Rock of Ages the next year, not knowing Hero the band was the owners of it, you know. And it was
Imagine.
it was sold out. It was packed, and it was beautiful, man. And like I said, it got to the point where people were calling Atlanta Rock of Ages and was like, "Hey, can you guys come to, you know, perform? We're like, well, we'll pay you guys to come bring Atlanta Rock of Ages to our venue," you know. And this was a movement, man, and still a thing. So it was really heavy, man. It was exciting. It was an exciting time, man. So it was just doing our thing. So yeah, man. So that's kind of like how we got started. You know, that's kind of how I got started, how we got into the groove, and you know, it was just a full movement. It's still a movement till today. So it just feels really good, man.
Yeah, good. Look at the passion. I mean, everyone who's listening, they can see that electricity, you know, the enthusiasm, and of course the love for what you're doing.
Yes,
So what
yes.
is it? So of course there are so many questions. Of course, here's one. I want to check with you. So what is it about Atlanta? There was a time when there was this Minneapolis sound. You know, there was Prince, and there was this Love Freak, and this whole thing that was happening over there at one time. So what is it about Atlanta? And what do you think was an important moment in time when Atlanta started coming onto the music radar? And who was responsible, if there was?
Atlanta has always been, I always say for me, Atlanta has always been like a melting pot, a beautiful gumbo of music. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you've always had the Andre 3000s, you know, and Outcasts of the world, because you can't have just Andre 3000. You got to have big boys as well, which is a most important part of that music of being yourself, you know, especially when Andre was dressing all wild and crazy, you know, and everything like that, and made us feel comfortable coming from Decatur, Georgia. Like, yo, like, I could dress like that and still be cool. I could still be myself. Like, all right, cool. Like, that's the person I want to be like or embody, you know, or the sounds and the frequency that was going on. I mean, you had people like Nivea, you had people like Tweet, so many different people, you know, men and women that influenced the culture of Atlanta and the music scene, you know. And like I said, Ludacris, for crying out loud, his whole animated big arms, big muscle type videos and stuff like that, just super, you know, made you feel like that is not just a human, like he's from another world or she's from another world. So I think it was always in like bubbling up, and like it was like this small little gumbo. But then I think the age of the internet hit, you know, and once the age of the internet hit, you know, kids now can get their hands on any type of music, you know, and it became this whole thing, you know, like early on in the year with dial up and everything. It's still, like I said, still the internet age. Facebook and stuff like that came out. MySpace, for crying out loud. You know, it helped more music get out there to the forefront. And a lot of that music did come from Atlanta. And like I said, now, like, it's a beautiful underground gumbo. You know, it's an amazing gumbo. And a lot of our friends have definitely, are definitely in a space where they're going to that next level, like spearheading to the next level. And we've seen them grow each year, by being themselves, doing something totally different, because it's a renaissance. We call it the Atlanta Renaissance. So you have somebody over there playing EDM, and it's cool. And you have like these EDM parties. Shout out to MJQ, where you get your dance on. And my boy Sky High, and then you'll probably go somewhere totally different. Maybe go to an underground punk scene, and it's called Punk Black. So shout out to Punk Black, and they got the punk rockers over there. And it's like a full support. It's like a full gumbo. You might got some country stuff going on. Who knows, So yeah, man. It just influenced us, and influenced, like, we all influence each other, to just, express ourselves and be free. And like I said, the saying is just be who you are. You only can be yourself because everybody else is taken. So you might as well make the music you want to make. You might as well inspire people the way you want them to be inspired, and that's solely just be yourself. So.
Is it very competitive to be in Atlanta?
No, man. It's really helping. It's really like, okay. I mean, you have your cliques, and I think that's everywhere. But it, to me, like, what I've experienced, for the most part, is definitely a loving circle. It's definitely a helping circle. It's definitely you stand on my back, I'm a bend, and then, like, okay, I'm standing on somebody else is getting on that person back to get to another level, and then we'll just help each other up. We'll help each other up. We won't leave each other down here, in this hole, So, and like I said, you have your moments, and I think, like I said, that's everywhere, where somebody is trying to get over on you, or somebody might, like I said, this clique might be over here, and they're like, oh, we're only doing things our way, and we want to do it. But as far as the whole, like, Atlanta is very diverse, and is very accepting, is very supportive. The community is very supportive, and they come out and always want to experience something new. Like, that's, like, I could definitely say that about Atlanta.
Amazing. So let's talk a little bit about being from signed to unsigned, and unsigned to signed. So what is it about it and your journey, and what do you think life as the independence and life now being a signed artist with such a reputed label? What are the differences? Should you get signed? Should you stay independent? Why don't you give your take?
I'll say, and I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Like, it's really great. Being independent for 10 plus years, or had been independent for 10 plus years, it was great, because of the sense of freedom and free, like, dropping music whenever you can. I'll say that. I'll start there. Just being independent, you can drop music anytime you want to, with no restrictions, no nothing. You don't have to go through these certain calls or this channel, this chain. So it's just like, that's different. That's been different. And kind of been like a little weird in a creative way. But as far as, like, being on those big festivals, being on those stages, having a predominant agent, that, like we said, we did Music Midtown a couple of years ago, something that we always wanted to do. We were fortunate to get booked for Bonnaroo last year, but, because of the pandemic and everything like that, everything got canceled. So, bigger festivals, give the label, you have opportunity to get these certain budgets, for your music videos, or, for your live show, if you want to incorporate it. So that's really, like, what I love the most, being able to be funded, and obviously being able to have a support system in your corner, people that truly believe in you. You get a good team, in there, it can really help shift some things. And like I said, independent, it's really great too. Like I said, I love being independent because, like I said, the sense of being free, the sense of just acting, the sense of community, the sense of getting out there, picking up your equipment, not having anybody carry it for you, that sense of being humble, and humility, especially with the fans. You build a different bond with the people. And like I said, being signed, it's pretty much the same thing, but, you might have people now who carry your equipment. You might have people now who, they might try to hook you up with certain producers or different things. It's a little different, but all in all, I say it's an experience. Life is an experience. I wouldn't tell anybody, okay, don't sign to a label, or, hey, stay independent. I would say do what your heart desires. Do what you feel is best for you. And I can say, in a little bit more, in a better context of things, if you're stay as independent as long as you can. And why I say that is because build your buzz, believe in your music, believe in the vision that God gave you, you know, and then when it get to a point to where you like, okay, I have so much leverage, I can, like, I'm literally getting calls, literally getting $1 million calls or $100,000 calls, whatever, you know, to people to perform my music, you know, then probably go to a label and then you could negotiate and do some crazy, really, 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 really crazy things. My brothers came in at a height where we had some buzz, you know, but it still was but we came in where we actually knew ourselves. Know yourself as an artist. That's another thing. Know yourself as an artist. Know where you want to go. Know where you want to take your brand, you know, because it's not just, oh, I'm just doing music and da da da, you know, rainbows and butterflies. No, like, yeah, it's a brand now. It's a full business. Like I said, going back to Hero the Band LLC, it's a full business. So just knowing where you want to take your business, knowing that, you know, you have to always elevate, evolve in order to get, you know, to keep leveling up. So, yeah, man, been getting some crazy budgets from being on a label, you know, it's supposed to be independent, touring, being able to tour big festivals that you always wanted to do, being signed rather than being independent. So, but like I said, you still could do that independent. So don't let me discourage you at all either. Fans out there who are watching, you know, who might be independent right now, men and women, boys and girls, who want to chase their dreams. Like, you can still make it happen. Like I said, especially with the age of the internet, just work hard, do more work than everybody else. You know, be diligent in your craft. You know, it's like everything. Life is about life choices and decisions, and that's what my brothers had to do to even understand. And that's when we, you know, years ago, to get serious, like I told you, we traded weekends with friends going out and all that great stuff, you know, to weekends locking ourselves in the studio with our producer for hours, for days, you know, and loving what we do and knowing that, and kept knowing and believing, you know, not hoping, but believing and knowing we were going to get to the place we want to go one day, you know. And each year, our dad told me, he was like, one day he was like, man, I'm just so proud of y'all, son, because I literally see y'all elevate every year, you know. And that's just what it is. It's dedication, it's sacrifice, you know. And for me, a lot of times I say it's not really a sacrifice. Like, well, what do you mean? Because I love what I do. So if I love what I do, it's not really
Yes.
sacrifice. You know what I mean? So you know, just keeping that balance, man, and just having that, you know, just having that love and that passion. Don't burn yourself out, man. So yeah, that's it. I talk a lot, Ash. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Hey, you know what? I think we love it. It's you got to give it exactly how it is. So,
Yeah,
like I said, it's going to be free flowing. So, you know, you say what you have to say, and
yeah,
then that's so much fun. And of course, next time when we do this, we'll have the whole family
yes,
together. Maybe we'll do one on Instagram. You know, now that you can have more than one, and two, you know, to do like a little chat. So we
right,
have another chat running called An Hour with Ash.
yeah,
You know, where it was usually a 1-to-1. And
right.
but yeah, we will do that. We'll definitely come to that. So tell me, with the label, is there a pressure of delivering big songs?
Man, Ash, what's so funny is, and I not even being cocky, man. We literally make big songs every day. Like, people are like, why isn't this song on radio? Why isn't this song on a huge movie? Like, or this is the movie score. Like, this song is, you know, like, it's archives of music we created back in 2013, 2012. People listen to it today and be like, wow, you know. So I would say it's not even pressure at all, because like I said,
Mhm.
this we've been preparing ourselves, you know. And it's like, you know, you stay ready, you don't have to get ready, that beautiful saying, right? So we've been preparing ourselves and staying ready and been working this thing since 2009, 2010, and even before then, you know, back, like I said, when I was writing at 5-6 years young, you know, in a junior year of high school, you know, writing in math class, and to the point where everybody is writing now. So it's been a good 10,000 hours, you know, put into this thing. So it's not pressure. It's just about being on the same page, I would say, you know, and trying to navigate and see what is the best plan to get this music out to the masses, you know, getting these big songs out to the masses. let's take it to radio. Let's get it on the movie score. Shout out to ESPN. They actually took our music and had one of our songs on their ESPN network for an entire month. So it was the song of the month. So it was pretty cool, man. So no pressure at all, just trying to navigate, figure out a way to get it out to the masses as a whole, so that's pretty much it.
So, with the song, all the wrong places.
Yeah.
Now that has a very unique bass line.
Yes.
Okay, so why don't you tell me a little bit about that? I'm a huge fan. I can get down on my knees when I hear like a kick-ass bass line. So what's it about that song? Tell me, where did that come from?
Yeah, man, we created that song, like I said, maybe back in 2016, 2015, 17, could be somewhere in there. But yeah, man, we were just, like I said, we were really doing, like I said, we started as an R&B group. So I think that energy came about like, okay, we've been doing rock music, or kind of like these rock frequencies and everything like that. But it was like, yo, let's kind of mix them up. Let's turn it like, let's make a little gumbo. And, we all chimed in on that bass, line, and was just like, yo, like this is, start playing around with it, and got it to perfection. So it was like, yo, this is the feel right here, and then start writing to it. And it just came out that way, man. It just came out that way, like a really smooth R&B, soulful, with just vibes, So I don't know, man. Like I said, just creating freely, just creating with the spirit of like not having any, expectations, just literally just creating what feels good. And that bass line definitely feels good. So yeah, man. It was a work of art in studio day.
And so let's talk a little bit about the year of the pandemic and what was it like for you guys? And you also came out with some new music during this time.
Yeah, man.
And it was different.
Yes, the year of the pandemic, man. And the songs that we put out. The year of the pandemic was crazy. It's still happening. But earlier on, it was crazy because everything literally stopped. Everything shut down. The year that we were really about to get out here and tour, do a lot of big festivals, and it was like, nope, let me snatch that from up under you. And a lot of people plans, change of plans. But it's cool, you know what I mean? It really gave us time to really sit down and write 3 albums, honestly, like just write music. And then it got to a point where it's like, okay, we've been in this pandemic for a while. Us as artists, and I'm not sure every artist, but I'm sure every artist, you make music, you want to put it out to the world, you want to hear some feedback, you want to know what people think. So I think it got to a point where it's like, okay, hey, this unicorn project, like we've had these songs sitting in the vault for almost 3-5 years. So it was like, we've been in this pandemic, these vibes are really chill, like quarantine chill vibes, almost like Netflix and chill, but this is like quarantine and chill vibes. And let's just put it out to the world. Let's just give them something almost like a little mixtape or EP, if you want to call it. And we put it out, and the love, the response was amazing, and like I said, the feel was different. It wasn't your, what you normally hear from Hero the Band. It wasn't the rocky stuff. It was more so of like our earlier on R&B influence roots and stuff like that. And yeah, we just want to put it out. And like I said, it was just a vibe where people couldn't go out, and it's like, okay, like you could just chill now and just chill to this music, chill to this unicorn project. And just get some different vibes and different frequencies, and that's it. Just like, I guess, just calm down for the pandemic. Everything is just letting people know it's okay, man. It's going to be okay. Just take in these smooth frequencies and just relax a little bit. Drink some wine and have a day.
What are the work ethics that the band follows? How is it? Do you get into the studio every day, or do you jam at somebody's place? Is it a daily exercise? Is it a daily hangout? Something about the process?
Yeah, shout out to Lil Wayne. And why I say shout out to Lil Wayne is because one day I was watching a documentary years ago, and he simply said, if you're an artist and you don't have your own studio, if you're not waking up to your own studio, you're not an artist. And for some reason, younger me, was just like, where's my studio? I'm not waking up to a studio. I'm studio. So shout out to Lil Wayne, Little Tucci, and I literally, from then on, like investing into yourself, right? So you don't have to spend millions or thousands of dollars to go to somebody else's studio. Like you could laptop, interface, a microphone, stand, all for MIDI, all for under $300, or exactly 350, if you want to round up some taxes, but it was just the simple fact, like, no, we got to have our own studio. So we all have our own studios. Each brother had their own studio. Donovan, our producer Donovan, we've always worked out of a home studio as well with him, and like I said, made records where people were like, where did y'all record this at? It was like, at home. They're like, what? Stop it. No way. That whole Unicorn project was actually created at home. So yeah, those are like studio home vibes. So like I said, the creative process, it doesn't matter where it's at, man. And we just, like I said, just create how we feel. And like I said, if you truly love what you do, definitely take that time to invest into yourself, and don't let anybody trick you and say, oh, you need to go to this studio to get a better sound. But no, it's like everybody has a camera, but who's behind that camera, right? We got the same camera, but why do my pictures look better? Because you know what you're doing, or we have, your studio is bigger than that, but the music that's coming out don't sound like this music that's coming out the house, because it doesn't matter. It's about the feeling. It's like how you want to be, how do you see it? So yeah, man, that's just the approach that we take all the time. So I guess, we call ourselves the Basement Boys because we started out, like I told you, in our producer mom and dad basement. So that's our little name for our our in-house name, the Basement Boys. So kind of keep that, keep it humble, keep it, keep it always keep us 10 toes on the ground with us knowing that. So yeah.
So what's coming up next for Hero the band?
More music is coming up, more visuals, just keeping it all together. Hopefully shows are coming back soon. We're thinking about doing like some private stuff, taking it on tour. Just, it's all talks right now, but definitely more music. I could definitely tell you that more music, more visuals, and yeah, just more giving back, at the end of the day. New merchandise coming really soon. So yeah, just like I said, just giving back, just trying to figure it all out, man. So yeah, stay tuned for sure.
No, so I guess for the listeners and the viewers, they must definitely check out their little live documentary, on their way to South by Southwest.
Yeah.
that was a good party.
That was one of a huge highlight in my life for sure. Like South by Southwest, going out there for the first time. We had ended up just buying a van or a bus, the red bus that y'all saw. On, you go check it out on the video, and it broke down a few times. Like it took us days to get to Texas, man. Like longer than it was supposed to the point we caught a flat tire, a hole. To the point the flat tire end up putting a hole under the bottom of the the bus, and so you could so you're sitting down in the back. You can literally see the highway and the road. Like we rode all the way to Texas like that. Like it was so crazy to the point where we even pulled out our of leaving Atlanta, and the hitch ended up rolling down the hill. It fell off the back of the bus and rolled down the hill with all I could. It was so crazy, man. But I would not take that. I would not take that experience back like for nothing. Like I do not regret it. And it was so much fun. Hell of an experience. And you need those things. Like I said, it just be humbling experiences, man. Like, man, you be thinking you there or thinking you something, and they be like, nah, you still got work to do, bro. You still got work to do. So it was cool. South by Southwest. Definitely go check that out on YouTube.
Yeah, that was really a lot of fun. It was really a lot of fun. So good.
Yep.
So we're coming close to the hour, and for those who've come in late, this is part of the series that is coming out through the show. It's an upcoming reality show called The Global Icon, where it's like an equal opportunity platform for creators from anywhere in the world to present themselves and their music, only original music. So you can have your own stuff, or if you want to collaborate with others, that's what the platform enables you to do, and to work with you to help reach out to audiences globally. Nice. And part of the series, so today we've had the most passionate Jerramy Barnett, giving the download on his journey. And my gosh, and this is only just like one of four. So this is like what, 25% of the energy? And it's like, it's like smoking. My laptop is going like.
Yeah, this is only a little bit. It's only 25% of the energy. Yes. So the other energy, we probably would be having a full party, confetti probably be flying, background, all type of stuff. Pyrotechnics, who knows? Like, who knows?
No, it'll be great. And you guys should come down to Space Coast. And we just saw a couple of launches almost every week now. There's a launch, and it's not too far. And,
nice.
I've been going at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., nice. And it's really something. It's like a force of nature to see this huge ball of fire and light go up in front of you. It's really like goosebumps. It's really something. So yeah, do check it out. It'd be great to have you come visit. And of course, I mean, this will be the first of we'll do other chats like this. We'll also do on Instagram when we have the rest of the family and the band in. But thanks so much for coming in today, and wish you all the so very best to all of you. I mean, what a lovely journey. What a lovely family. Obviously we can make out the love that is there, from the parents and what they have and how well, they've done to have made you like this.
Yeah. Shout out to mom and dad for sure. They literally told us to be yourself. You could be anything you want to be if you put your mind to it. And I remember a couple years ago, our dad, he had a conversation with me. He's like, man, sometimes, I'm happy the way I raised y'all, but sometimes I'm like, man, like when I told y'all could be whatever y'all want to be, y'all literally like, y'all don't let nothing get in y'all way. It's like, it's kind of scary sometimes. Like, so we just laughed about it, but it was cool though. It was cool.
Great. No, and your mom has been an award-winning poet.
Yes.
So, there's like a lot of creativity in the family, so obviously it's trickled down into the next generation. So, but yeah, again, thanks so much for coming in today, and look forward to staying in touch. Wish you all the best, and to the band.
Yes, likewise. Thank you, Ash. Thank you so much for having me, man. Thank you so much. And like I said, we'll definitely get the rest of the family and the band on. We'll probably have all the kids, mom and dad, the whole Hero family on. You know what I mean?
But that would be something. That would be something.
What I mean? Hey, we might need to call it the network. You know what I mean? Might need to call it the network. Global Icon TV series, man. Let's make it happen. No, but thank you so much, Ash, for having me in the band and representing us and just letting us, just let me tell our story and just in full support, since day one, since we first met in 2019. So thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much, the Global Icon. Everybody be sure to check them out. Stay on the up and up. They're doing some great things, giving artists a platform. And yeah, man, thank you guys so much, man. Thank you again, Ash. Can't wait to do it again.
Of course.
All right,
be safe, be good.
You too, man.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Peace.